Center pitch, December 9th. You got me, you got Sandro, and we do not have Seb. We apologize. We do not know where Seb is. He's somewhere in Canada, most likely digging a hole because we're probably screaming at himself because, well, Sandro, Roma just tied 0-0 at Abate. They did get through. They did get through the group. Poor performance. They tied 0-0. Garcia will not get fired because they are through. But if that game went the other way, that would have been huge turmoil in Roma. Garcia would have been gone, and it would have been a much different story than what we just saw. What your take on the game that we just witnessed?
I didn't get to watch the game. I had a dinner to go to, but drawing 0-0 to Bate Borisov in almost a must-win Champions League game is at home a little embarrassing.
The at-home part is what is catching the biggest.
The Curva Sud protested the match again. They have really been protesting. So Roma hasn't really had too much support from the backing of their fans, which obviously parlays into the whole should Garcia be gone or not. I didn't really get to see the game, but I saw Szczesny made a really great save to keep it 0-0. And also Ter Stegen of Barcelona made a few great saves to keep Barca, Bayer Leverkusen tied. So, I mean, even though they tied 0-0, Roma still had some pretty good luck to get through to the knockout round. Also, a couple stats. Roma qualified to the knockout round with only 6 points, which is tied for the lowest all-time with Zenit a couple years back. 2 years ago, Napoli failed to qualify from the group stage, even though they had double the points with 12. And Roma conceding 16 goals in the group stage is the most conceded by a team to advance to the knockout round. So those are obviously not really good statistics for Roma and Rudy Garcia. He's definitely on the hot seat.
He's on the hot seat, and I mean, we'll see what the draw is. Who they play in the next knockout round? If it's a team of the same standard as Roma, and it's not one of these big clubs, and Roma does not go through, I mean, I would expect Garcia to be gone. I mean, it's such – they almost don't deserve to go through right now. I know what they've done. I mean, the points obviously say that they do, but they aren't a team that I would say is in form for the Champions League standards right now. And, I mean, I saw Seb's tweet, which I thought was hysterical. I don't know if you saw it. Sabatini should give Szczesny a pack of cigarettes for that save he made.
That's a good one.
That's excellent. That's what Seb. I need Seb to bring that here, the center pitch. I need him to take that away from Twitter and just bring it here. That'd be nice. Yeah, this team is. They have so much talent, and they should be outplaying a team like Bate completely. And it's funny how they're supposed the weak link, Szczesny, or whoever is playing goalie, either him or DeSantis, is their weak link, and they pretty much saved the day for them today. That's in its own right a little bit ironic, and I would just say Garcia's butt is very, very hot right now. That seat is on fire, and who do we know? Roma's playing. We were talking about it. Just Roma's playing.
Roma is traveling to São Paulo this weekend, so that's a big match. And Napoli's even though they just lost to Bologna this past weekend, and they have a Europa League game tomorrow night. Napoli's one of the most informed teams in Italy, playing really well under Maurizio Sarri. I definitely would not be surprised if Roma lose.
I see Roma getting pummeled during that game.
Oh yeah, that's a huge possibility. And if especially if it's a blowout, like a 3-4-0 game.
No, it's already done. They're gonna lose. It's just by how much they lose and how good they play. Does Garcia get fired? Like if they lose 4-0 against Napoli,
that's what I'm saying.
Which won't happen. It's Italy 3-0. If they lose 3-0, is Garcia gone?
I don't know. It'll be hard to pull the plug in the middle of the season, especially as they're through to the knockout round in the Champions League. But if it's like an embarrassing game against like the one against Barcelona where it's like 4-5-0.
No, if it's 3-0, if they lose 3-0,
it's hard to say. Okay, there's like some 3-0 games where it's like you still play well and you like
they play like shit. They're gonna be away from home. They're gonna lose 3-0, and they're gonna play like shit.
It's so hard to call. I think
that's where I am right now. I'm like he just went into the next knockout round. He still has a whole season to play. We're in December right now. It's only halfway through. Do you pull the plug?
I think there's enough to merit his firing, but I don't necessarily think that means he will be fired.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And there's also the other aspect of it is who do you bring in?
Exactly.
Which we've talked about before, and we won't get into that much. But if I'm Roma, I am throwing out feelers to some agents right now, asking if their guy would be interested. I mean, it sucks that Seb's not here for him to cry a little bit about his Roma, but that team is not. They're not also showing up to their potential.
Also, Garcia's comments lately have not really been reassuring. Like after this Bate game, I just saw on Twitter, he said like Roma tried everything to score and they played well or something, and stuff like that makes you like
they played well. They played well.
I'm pretty sure that's what I just read on Twitter, and comments like those are where like it really gets hard to stand with Garcia. I mean, there are some solid options out there: Prandelli, Spalletti, Capello, even Ancelotti is a bit of a long shot. But there's like some names, but also Garcia has like a contract until 2018, I believe. So there's a lot of factors that play into it. But
yeah, I don't think this will be the last time we'll talk about Roma. I think that's a sure fact.
Anyway, prediction for the game.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me what? Well, who's leading the table right now?
Inter's in first place.
No. Who's leading?
Us. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure you're in first.
I am leading. Yeah.
By 2 points. Seb's like 5-6 points behind. So anyway, we're close. Anyway, who are you gonna take?
Which game are we doing?
Napoli-Roma.
Napoli-Roma. Jesus. 3-1. I'll go 3-1 Napoli. It can very easily be much worse than that. I'm looking like that looks like the best. I'd be so surprised if they win tomorrow. If Roma actually if they would actually pull out a win. Best case scenario, they lose, but lose okay.
Non-embarrassing.
Yeah, in a non-embarrassing way. I go 3-1. And if they lose 3-1, I don't think Garcia gets fired.
I'm debating. I'm going to take Napoli. I'm going to go all in. 3-0 Napoli. Even though they got a game tomorrow night, I think Sarri will have them ready for Sunday.
Yeah, but he can always. I mean, who are they playing?
Yeah, no.
Do we know who they're playing? Who are they playing?
I don't know, but they already clinched first place in their group, so I don't.
Right, they can rotate the squad. They don't have to play the. It's I don't think the Europa League plays a huge factor in that game. I just think Napoli's on one of those. I don't want to call it streaks, but like in very good form.
They're in good form, and they'll be looking to bounce back from that Bologna result. So I definitely see them coming out strong. Elsewhere in Serie A this weekend, we got Juventus hosting rivals Fiorentina, which should be a juicy match. Fiorentina are currently 5 points ahead of the Bianconeri. Thoughts on the match?
This is going to be a really good game to watch. It should be. It should be an open game. I question whether Fiorentina will come out guns blazing. I do question that. I don't think we're going to see. I think the play will be very good. If you're neutral, you'll love to watch this game. Unlike me and you, who will be shitting in our pants. If it's going to be a good game to watch, it won't be a high scoring game. I see a tie 1-1.
Agree with most what you said. Should be a very good game. Both teams are doing well, playing well, good football. Fiorentina have a big match tomorrow night in the Europa League. I think they need a result, I believe. Or they really need a result. Like, it's a
But
sticky situation, but
if I'm Fiorentina, I'm taking this Juve game over this Europa League game.
they are no. Souza said he's putting a lot of thought and effort, everything into the Juve game. Obviously, I'm gonna take 2-1 Juve. I think they're gonna bounce back from the Sevilla result, even though they lost, I think they played pretty well, mostly in the first half. I don't know how they didn't score. I will say I'll put my money on Bernardeschi scoring for Fiorentina after his comments in his interview with Corriere dello Sport today. Unfortunately, I can't go to this game because I'm in the middle. I'll be in the middle of finals this weekend. But definitely the neutrals should definitely try out to check out this game because it should be a fun one. We'll get Seb's predictions on these games later. And third game to predict, we got Villarreal hosting Real Madrid.
Real hosting Real Madrid. Rafa Benitez is slowly but surely becoming like the new like Brendan Rodgers of the internet, of Twitter. I shouldn't even say the internet, of Twitter. He's always a fat joke, but he's now becoming even more. I don't think his players respect him at all. I'm getting away from the game, but going from a guy like Ancelotti and going to a guy like Benitez it's a big difference. I think Real Madrid does win this game against Villarreal. I would say 3-1. Did I already say 3-1? I think I said 3-1 for the Napoli Roma game. I'll go 3-1 again. I think Real Madrid wins 3-1. But this Real Madrid game is not what we would expect from prior years.
Agreed with that. I'm not a fan of Benitez, especially not Real Madrid. Especially, I think after this 8-0 win against Malmo, they're gonna come out a little cocky. I'm gonna take a 1-1 draw. I don't think Madrid will be impressive on this weekend, but you never know. They're Real Madrid, so they could come up and win 8-0 again.
I'm also not a fan of Benitez. Like, I'm not a fan of Benitez to start out with. I just don't think he can be a good coach on a team that fits his style. I just don't think Madrid fits his style at all. I don't think it's a good fit. I mean, it is his boyhood club, but I still it's not the style he wants to play is not even close. You look at his Liverpool teams. You look even at Napoli, what he had there. It's not the same. What's the next game? Do we have a next game? I think that was it, right?
Yeah, just the 3.
Okay. I mean, like, we're almost done here at Center Pitch, but I do want to bring up, because I know Brendan Rodgers his name gets thrown through the mud on Twitter, but I love him as a coach. I don't know. I just think tactically he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. I think he's way more of an innovator. Just what we see on the pitch and what I've seen from his teams. Maybe sometimes it doesn't work, but he's trying and he's experimenting something at a really high level that no one else is. Like, I remember they were playing some Russian team in the Europa League his first year, and he came out in a 5-5-0. He didn't play a forward defensively, and then attacking, it would change to a 5-3-2. And it was a weird formation, but defensively they would just be in 2 banks of 5s, and I've never seen that before. And I mean, it's interesting, and it worked for a little while, but also he never tried it in the Premier League, obviously. But those little things that he tries, I think he's a very good coach. I think he deserves another opportunity at a top club, but I think where he should go back is Swansea right now with Monk just getting fired. I liked Monk as well. I just think that team is also the way Monk played with that team is the same way Rodgers played with that team before, and it'd be an easy fit. It would almost be like he didn't leave Swansea.
I will agree. I actually do sort of like Brendan Rodgers. I think he went through a little bit of a rough patch there at the end at Liverpool and took some tough slack. But for the most part, I similar to David Moyes, I think he's a pretty solid coach with some pretty innovative and good ideas. Him going back to Swansea would be pretty interesting to see. I don't see anything. I don't see like any reason it shouldn't really happen unless he doesn't want to go back. But I think it would be a good fit.
I think he left Swansea on decent terms.
Yeah.
I think like another guy that's being touted for that job is David Moyes. I don't. If you look at his past Everton teams where he had the most success, sorry, they were tough, rugged, very structured teams that played a little bit more, way more direct with Fellaini almost playing as a striker. That's not that way this Swansea team is constructed. That's not the way this team likes to play its football. And Brendan Rodgers would be a much better fit if they can get him if he wants to come back. I mean, if Rodgers, his mentality, I mean, like he does have a little bit of an ego, and if he thinks he can't, he's bringing his career backwards, he won't go to Swansea and he'll wait for another big club to come towards him. But we'll see.
I'm just reading on Twitter right now. Julian Green started for Bayern Munich today. It's pretty awesome.
I saw. I mean, they're rotating. I'm dying here.
Yeah.
I'm dying here. But they rotated their squad. He did get the start. Very surprised by that. But he's been a huge disappointment for the U.S. men's national team. I need to get a drink of water, but I'll stick with it.
I think we're gonna wrap it
Yeah,
up.
we're basically done. But Julian Green, I need him to go out on loan and actually do something.
He needs to play first.
He needs to play. He needs to play.
Also, one quick thing about the games you're talking about. I would really love to see Daniele Rugani get his first start for Juventus this weekend. He's absolutely phenomenal last season at Empoli. Started every single game, played every single minute. I just want this kid to play. Like, he's the future. Him and Romagnoli are the future center backs for Italy. I hope he gets on the field soon. Even if he has to leave Juve in January to get playing time, so be it. But he needs to start playing full time, first time football.
If you play FM, you know he's a freaking beast as well.
Animal.
That's it for us on Center Pitch. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. And, yeah, that's about it. Goodbye.